This is a Latvian National Armed Forces field ration, menu number 8. And each one weighs about 750 grams, 1 pound, 10 ounces. And it contains 2,589 calories. 2-year shelf life. That is calorie dense. The US MRE weighs 1 pound, 6.2 ounces, or 628 grams. That's just under 4 ounces less, and it takes up the same amount of cubic space. But it also contains only about 1,350 calories. Oh wow. This is a very common issue with this ration. Look at this. The blackcurrant jam burst. Got crushed. It's in this cheap little plastic tub. Always have a backup. And pretty much everything gets coated in it. Rye bread, 100 grams. Honey, nice little 20-gram tub. Lucky that didn't get busted as well. Raisins and almonds, 50 grams. And here's the main 250-gram can of pork with buckwheat. Accessory packet. This is a rice porridge with dried strawberries. That's really nice. And then barberry hard candies. Esca stove. 4 fuel tabs. The stove, matches. Look at that rooster. He's having a good old time. Yeah, these jam and honey containers, they could really use that upgrade. Put them into a tri-laminate package. That won't happen. Rubber band, all purpose. Not sure what purpose for, but then the accessory packet. What are you getting here? Looks like a lot of coffee. Look at that. Ooh, forest fruit, a moment to refresh. Lipton. Forest fruit tea. That sounds good. And a bunch of coffee, sugar, and a questionable spoon. It'll get you by. 4 packs of Nescafe Classic. Or Nescafe. Or however you say it. How do you say Nescafe? Okay. That looks good. They don't shortchange you on coffee. And then sugar, 2 packs, 20 grams. Lemon fresh wipes, and then some spearmint gum. That's quite the layout for a single meal. With this being over 2,500 calories, 2 of these per day, over 5,000. This is looking pretty good. Alright, let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. Okay, let's first start off with checking out that tea. Wow, forest fruits. Smells like a raspberry strawberry concentrate. A very light scent of strawberry, kind of tart, sweet milk. I think there's like 1 piece of strawberry in the whole thing. Panning for strawberries. Oh yeah, look at that. This really seems like a nice breakfast meal. That's why I'm starting this. Starting the day off right. While that's doing its thing, we'll check that coffee out in a minute. Nice. You know that's lit. Oh yeah. and did the trick. There it is. Kind of glad there wasn't one. You want to make sure you leave a little bit of like a handle, just like this. Look at that nice pork and buckwheat. It even smells good cold. I bet you could eat this cold. Temperatures don't get extreme in Latvia. It's on the Baltic Sea coast, a large portion of it. Temperatures go up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius. Go down to like 5 degrees Celsius and less. But it isn't like a harsh Arctic climate or anything. It's pretty temperate and normal. Listen to that. It's a nice sizzle. I'm gonna skip the sugar. This rye bread, it's preserved only with calcium propionate, preservative that prevents mold and bacterial growth in bread. It has a nice, like very real rye smell. I'm gonna grab this piece off the corner there. Nice crust. Lightly sweet. A bit dry, but wow, that's like real bread. Wow, the smell is excellent. Caraway seed and rye, and it's lightly sweet. All right, what you want to do with the main, I mean, look how much fat splatters everywhere. It's amazing. But because this spoon is really flimsy, and you still want to get the main skewered up a little bit with that spoon. You just want to get it a little bit. You don't want to warp the spoon with heat. Just get in there like this, and then, oh wow, that is really cooking in there too. That pork smells incredibly savory and just on point. Stir up this rice. This really does take 8 minutes, and you don't want to bite in sooner because the rice will be crunchy and you could crack a tooth pretty easily. Check out how the little teeny bits of, who knows, yeah, that's actually real strawberry. I see a strawberry seed right in the center there. The black currant jam is the same as the one that burst. I was lucky to have this. But it gives you a great idea. I'm kind of glad that happened, because I've had that with Latvian rations where, and plenty of rations, any of them that have that style container, it's not good for military food. Think about it. These guys are running around in the middle of war. Look how spreadable that jam is. Oh, that's cooked. That is ready. What we'll do with the honey, look how nice and natural that is. The grittiness, it's very real. All right, let's check out that main. That's not too bad. I only lost like maybe half the food. And these barberry candies. Right, so this main heated up quite well. A little bit, like 2 or 3 bites got stuck in the bottom of that can. I mean, it tastes like a freshly cooked meal. Crunchy little charred bits. You can't get that in anything other than canned. It's the only way you're gonna get like a real meal. The rest, like retort or freeze dried, both are great, but if the quality of the food itself is high quality like this. This is really the pork roast. It's slow cooked, it's tender, and it's fairly lean. Yes, there's a lot of fat content as well, but not directly marbled in any kind of grisly way. With the pork, there's not any sort of crunchy or cartilage bits or anything, you know, byproduct, or it's not like a sloppy high fat content. Like some Russian rations, you'll get like a Tushanka and it's 60% fat, and the meat itself is just not that great, while other times it's incredible, and that's fairly inconsistent. Every Latvian ration I've had has been of consistently high quality. This is no exception. Here, let's try out some of this coffee. Yeah, that Nescafe, you don't need any sugar. 2 is perfect for a 10 to 12 ounce portion like this. It's smooth, has a good quality, robust coffee flavor. It's not bitter. Go back over this while it's still nice and hot. Yeah, you get the little charred bits at the bottom. An actual close to home cooked meal. Look at the carrot. The buckwheat. It's not mushy. But look at the spoon. The spoon warped off of just a little bit of stirring. That's why you can't stir it that much. You really can't. This is bread with some black currant jam. That wouldn't burst. Can you imagine if you're out in the field and you open up and everything's a sticky mess and you lose your jam? That's demoralizing. I don't even want to imagine. Or if you're just out camping or anything, it's really not cool. But this, even though it tastes okay, like it tastes great. The flavor itself, caraway seed and rye, it's very nice. The moisture content, it's dry. The rye pairs fairly well with the tart and very sweet, flavorful black currant jam. It's really not bad, but the fact you're like needing to almost chase it with something right after just to get it down, it's so dry. That's, a couple points off. That bread has changed. It used to have a higher moisture content. The problem was the 2 slices would stick together. So they changed that by reducing the moisture content overall in the bread. It also used to have a higher sugar content. It's less sweet than it used to be as well. That pork, slow cooked, the fat is rendered. The buckwheat has a nice, rich flavor. Very similar to what you'd get in a Russian ration, but I'd have to say this tastes a lot better. It wasn't over seasoned, just onion, a little bit of black pepper, and salt. Mostly relying on the pork and buckwheat for flavor. Let's try out some strawberry rice porridge. That's not bad. I already ate the bites with honey. They were the best bites. I mean, this thing could use the blackcurrant jam and honey. You save the bread. I would actually save it now. I would have paired it, both of them, with the main. The blackcurrant jam, even though it pairs fairly well with the rye bread, I still say it would have actually been better added to the rice porridge. The forest fruits tea is a nice palate cleanser, and maybe there's that person that doesn't drink coffee, so they'll always have tea to be able to trade their coffee for. The strawberry rice porridge, it's okay. I mean, it's not super notable in its flavor. A very subtle strawberry, like just a little bit of fruit and barely any. A lightly sweetened and gritty powdered milk. The almonds and raisins. Very odd. The raisins hardly have any flavor. They are dry and nearly flavorless. That is unusual. They have a lower sugar content, like no tartness. There's a rich undertone of raisin, like a velvety undertone. And I mean, they're not bad. They're not super high in sugar. The almond is either raw or lightly roasted, like very lightly roasted. I can't tell. Unsalted. Absolutely delicious. Let's check out this barberry hard candy. That tastes like cherry cough syrup. I'm definitely not a fan. I mean, this thing has a couple medicinal qualities. It helps treat diarrhea and helps with dental health, but I can't imagine how much of that is retained in some kind of candy. I just spit the other one out. I have no idea why I'm already putting another one in my mouth, but I am. And I'm just gonna stand here for about a minute so I don't feel like I'm wasting it. I just managed like 10 seconds. That tastes terrible. Okay, so the forest fruits tea. It's great when it's lightly sweetened with that honey. The honey is ideal to split in between the tea and porridge. 20 grams, split it 10 for each. That's pretty generous actually. They make for a fairly sweetened tea. Bread and almonds. Here are your on-the-go food items. It's not bad, it'll keep you going. Between that and the hard candies, it just leaves us with this gum. But yeah, I feel like this thing could use a few upgrades. A handle, much like this, off the side of this metal cup. But it is universal and it attaches onto these cans. Just something to clamp onto the side. Nice little grip. A better spoon. That thing is barely even passing grade. Wow, look at that piece of gum. A little shorter than a regular stick, but it's twice as thick. Nice, look at that. Pretty flexible. Whoa, that's a firm chew, almost like biting into a piece of rubber. The gum softens up. A very standard and natural spearmint flavor. The gum goes from a firm chew to a very soft bubblegum style texture. Pretty different. It's actually fairly good gum. The lemon fresh white. Oh, look at that. It has a very high moisture content. Whoa. Strong. You could really wash yourself down with 2 or 3 of these would do the trick for the day. One of the best wet naps in any ration that I've ever seen. And it does not have a noxious chemical smell. It's a light lemon detergent. It's not irritating to the skin. It's durable and it has a high moisture content. Top notch. The ration itself, upgrade the plastic containers that the honey and jam are in from those standard peel open plastic containers to a tri-laminate flexible packaging. It would cost more to produce, but it would be the far better option in the end for durability and being more serviceable. An upgrade to the spoon, it needs to be more heat resistant and more flexible. It's not flexible at all. And that'll break if you're trying to stir your main. The barberry candies, hard candies are okay, but they can tend to melt. I am not sure of the melting temperature of this candy, but it seems fairly stable. This is a versatile ration that it's almost optimized, and they're very generous with the amount of coffee that they give. That's super nice. All in all, I'd say it's a great ration. Well, anyway, this is Steve 1989. I hope you liked the video. And I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.